Let me ask you something. Have you ever just laid there in the morning, staring at the ceiling, knowing that the moment you swing your legs out of bed, the stiffness, the swelling, the aches, they're all waiting for you? Like your own body is punishing you for making it this far in life. You try to smile through it, tell yourself it's normal. Just old age, right? But deep down, there's that whisper, what if it's getting worse? What if this pain never leaves? I've been there. I'm 85. And for years, I told myself this was just how it had to be. That swollen joints, aching hands, knees that felt like rusted hinges, were just part of the deal. A trade-off for a long life. But I was wrong. And what I'm about to share with you might sound simple, too simple, even. But hear me out. Because the answer that helped me wasn't in another bottle of pills. It wasn't in a fancy doctor's office. It was sitting quietly in my kitchen cabinet all along. Turmeric. That deep yellow spice we've all seen 100 times and never really thought twice about. But once I learned how to actually use it right, I'm talking about the proper way, with the right ingredients and in the right form, everything changed. In just 4 days, the swelling in my knuckles started to fade. The sharp pain in my knees dulled to a quiet hum. And for the first time in years, I stood up from my chair, without wincing. Now, I'm not saying this is a miracle. But I am saying, this worked. For me. And if you're anything like I was, tired of being tired, of hurting, of feeling like you've lost control over your own body, then you need to hear the rest of this. Because in this video, I'm going to show you the exact turmeric recipe I used, down to the teaspoon, why most people take turmeric wrong, and waste their time, and how you can start feeling the difference in just a few days. I'll even tell you how I worked it into my routine, without changing much else. No hard diets. No strange powders. Just simple, natural help. So, stick with me. Because what you're about to learn might be the missing piece in your health puzzle. A small shift that could bring back the comfort, freedom, and ease you've been missing. Have you ever tried turmeric for inflammation? Go ahead and drop a simple yes or no in the comments. I'd love to hear what's worked, or hasn't, for you. And hey, if you're serious about aging with strength, grace, and real solutions, tap that subscribe button. You're watching Elderly Wisdom Guide, and this might just be the start of something better. You know, for the longest time, I thought my swollen fingers, aching back, and stiff knees were just part of getting older. I'd wake up, try to twist the cap off a jar of peanut butter, and I'd feel like my hands didn't belong to me anymore. They didn't move right. They didn't feel right. And I'd just sigh, shake my head, and say, "Welp, I'm 85. What do you expect?" I accepted it. Like we all do at some point. Like pain and aging are one and the same. But you know what I've learned? They're not. Not always. Not entirely. See, what was really going on inside my body had nothing to do with how many birthdays I've celebrated. It had everything to do with inflammation. Now I know, that word gets tossed around a lot. But let's break it down simply. When your body senses damage, or even thinks there's a threat, it sends out these tiny messengers called inflammatory cytokines. They're like little alarm bells. They tell your immune system, hey, come fix this. And that's good, for a little while. But as we age, the system doesn't turn off the alarm. It just keeps ringing. Your immune system keeps sending in more help, but instead of healing you, it starts irritating your joints, wearing down your tissues, flooding your body with constant low-level fire. That's what inflammation is. It's not just about the creaking in your knees. It's also the fog in your brain, the heaviness in your chest, the unexpected fatigue that no nap can fix. Most people think inflammation just means arthritis or a bad knee. But it runs much deeper than that. It messes with your digestion, your memory, your sleep, even your mood. Yes, that cloud that sometimes follows you for no reason. Inflammation could be the root of it. And the real problem? We normalize it. We tell ourselves it's just age. We don't question it because everyone around us is hurting too. So we sit in silence, accepting pain as the price of growing old. But let me tell you something, just because something is common, doesn't mean it's normal. Now, here's the part that changed everything for me. I started paying attention. I got a little notebook, nothing fancy, and I started writing down what I ate. How I felt when I woke up. What made the pain worse, and what made it better. And what I saw shocked me. Some days, after eating certain foods, my hands would blow up like balloons. Other days, I could move better and didn't know why. Turns out, it wasn't random. My body was talking to me the whole time. All I had to do was listen. So, if you're sitting there thinking this is just how it's supposed to be, I want to challenge that. Start tracking your pain. Track your energy. Look at how your body responds to what you eat, how you move, how you sleep. You'll be amazed at the patterns that begin to show up. And once you understand those patterns, you can start changing them. Now, you might be wondering, where does turmeric come in? Why does this humble yellow spice keep coming up in every health conversation? Well, that's where the magic begins. Because what turmeric does inside your body is nothing short of extraordinary. Let me show you how it works, and why most people never see the benefits, simply because they're using it the wrong way. You know, the first time I tried turmeric, I gave up on it. My granddaughter had brought me this bottle, bright orange capsules with fancy labeling. She said, "Grandpa, these are supposed to help with inflammation." I took them every morning, just like it said on the bottle. I waited, days, maybe a week. But nothing changed. Not even a little. So I said to myself, "Welp, just another trendy health thing that doesn't work on old bones like mine." I tossed the bottle in the drawer and forgot about it. But weeks later, I stumbled onto an article, not from a company, not trying to sell anything, just a doctor explaining why turmeric often doesn't work, and my eyes widened. The problem wasn't the turmeric itself. It was how I was taking it. You see, turmeric's real power comes from something called curcumin. That's the active ingredient that fights inflammation. But here's the kicker, curcumin doesn't absorb well in the body on its own. In fact, it's almost useless if you don't take it the right way. And I had no idea. Turns out, your body can't easily digest curcumin unless it's combined with fat, a healthy fat like coconut oil, olive oil, or ghee. And you also need black pepper, freshly ground, because it contains a compound called piperine, which boosts the absorption of curcumin by over 2000%. Yes, you heard me right, 2000%. So, when I was popping those little turmeric pills without any fat or pepper, I might as well have been swallowing sawdust. And that's where so many people, especially us seniors, go wrong. We see turmeric at the health store, or in a bottle someone gave us, and we assume it's all the same. But most of those supplements don't include the right ingredients. No fat. No pepper. Just turmeric powder in a shiny capsule. And you end up wasting your money, and your hope. But once I understood the science, I decided to try again. This time, I made it myself. Simple, natural, and exactly the way the body wants it. I mixed it with coconut oil. Added a little black pepper. Warmed it gently on the stove, just enough to wake it up. And that's when the change began. Within a few days, I could feel the swelling in my hands going down. I could hold my mug of tea without that tight, burning ache. There was a looseness in my joints I hadn't felt in years. So, listen, if you've tried turmeric before and said, "It didn't do anything for me," don't write it off just yet. The trick isn't just taking turmeric. It's taking it the right way. You need 3 things. 1. Turmeric, fresh or powdered, organic if you can. 2. Healthy fat, like coconut oil, ghee, or almond milk with fat in it. 3. Black pepper, ground fresh right before use. That's when things really start to shift. And now, let me walk you through the exact turmeric recipe I used, the same one I took every day for 4 days straight. Nothing fancy. No hard-to-pronounce ingredients. Just a warm, golden drink that helped me take back my comfort, one sip at a time, you know. I didn't expect much when I first mixed this up. It was early morning. The sky was still that soft, bluish-gray. I remember standing at the stove in my kitchen, stirring this warm yellow drink, thinking, well, here goes nothing. I wasn't expecting magic. I wasn't expecting the pain to vanish. I was just hoping for something different. Even a small relief. That first sip was earthy, a little spicy, surprisingly comforting. And so, it became my ritual. Every morning, right after I brushed my teeth, I'd make my cup of golden milk. And with each day, something quietly began to shift. Now, let me give you the exact recipe I used. Nothing complicated, no hard-to-find ingredients. Just the real stuff that worked for me. Here's what you'll need: 1 teaspoon of turmeric, not too much, not too little. Just enough to give you that deep, healing golden color. A pinch of black pepper, just enough to activate the curcumin and help your body absorb it. 1 tablespoon of coconut oil or ghee, the healthy fat that binds it all together. 1 cup of warm almond milk or coconut milk, whichever sits better with your stomach. And if you'd like, a little honey for sweetness, and a sprinkle of cinnamon for warmth and a gentle kick. Totally optional, but it makes it feel like a treat rather than medicine. Now here's how to bring it all together. Pour your milk into a small pot. Add your turmeric, the coconut oil, and the pinch of black pepper. Keep the heat low, gentle is the key here. Stir slowly. Let it warm, not boil. You're not trying to cook it, you're waking it up. Bringing all those compounds to life without destroying their benefits. The fat and pepper? Don't skip them. That's where most people go wrong. Don't microwave it. I know it's tempting when you're tired or your back's acting up. But this drink deserves just 5 minutes of your care. Because what it gives back is worth it. Once it's warm and well mixed, pour it into your favorite mug. Sip it slow. Let it coat your insides. Feel that warmth in your belly, and take a breath. I drank mine in the morning, but you can also have it at night before bed. Either way, once a day is plenty. Now, I'll be honest with you. I didn't expect much at first. But after the second day, I noticed I wasn't reaching for the handrail to stand up from my chair. By day 3, I could open a stubborn jar without clenching my teeth. By day 4, I walked to the park down the street. No cane. No limp. Just me, my shoes, and a breeze I hadn't felt in months, because I'd been too busy hurting. I felt looser. Lighter. More like me again. It wasn't just a drink. It was a shift. A gentle turning of the dial from pain to peace. But I have to tell you, turmeric alone wasn't the whole story. There was something else I added, something that made it all work even better. And it's something you can do right now, without spending a dime. You know, after a few days of drinking that golden turmeric tonic, something clicked inside me. I started to feel better. That's true. But I also realized something just as important: food is only one part of healing. Sure, the turmeric was helping. But I thought, what if I helped it help me? What if I gave my body just a little extra nudge? So, I made small changes. Nothing big. Just little shifts in my routine, gentle ones. Like stretching my legs while waiting for my tea to cool. Rolling my shoulders in circles before I sat down. Wiggling my fingers and toes while watching the evening news. Simple things, but they added up. See, when you move, even just a little, you increase your circulation. And that means all those wonderful anti-inflammatory compounds from the turmeric? They don't just sit in your system. They travel. They get to where they need to go, your joints, your muscles, even your brain. Blood flow is like a delivery truck. And movement keeps the truck running. That's what most folks don't realize. When we're in pain, the first instinct is to stop moving. To rest. To protect. To sit still. And that makes sense, your body's trying to be careful. But over time, too much stillness becomes the enemy. The joints get stiffer. The muscles weaken. The inflammation sticks around longer because nothing's flushing it out. So instead of locking myself in the recliner all day, I made a new rule. After I drank my turmeric tonic, I'd move my body for just 5 minutes. That's it. Just 5. A slow walk around the house. Marching in place while brushing my teeth. A few leg raises while sitting on the edge of my bed. Some shoulder rolls or wrist circles during commercials. You don't need a gym. You don't need equipment. And you certainly don't need to strain or push through pain. You just need to move gently. Lovingly. Consistently. It wasn't about becoming an athlete at 85. It was about helping my body feel safe enough to heal. And let me tell you, when you combine that golden drink with light movement, the results come faster. The relief lasts longer. And something else starts to happen too. You begin to feel proud of yourself again. In control. Not at the mercy of the pain. But an active part of your own healing. So yes, turmeric is powerful. But think of it like planting a seed. Movement is the sunshine and water. They work together. And together, they help that seed grow into real, lasting relief. Now, let's take a moment to talk about something most people ignore, the emotional side of this journey. Because healing isn't just about the body. It's about the heart too. And the truth is, this path can feel lonely, frustrating, even scary sometimes. But there's something you need to hear, and it might be the most important part of all. You know, when you live with pain every day, it doesn't just take away your comfort. It slowly chips away at your hope. The kind of pain that shows up before your feet even touch the floor. That lingers while you try to make breakfast. That follows you from the chair to the bed, and back again. It's exhausting. It wears on you. And after a while, you start to wonder if this is just it. If this is how the rest of the journey is going to feel, heavy. Slow. Lonely. But let me tell you something I had to learn the hard way, that feeling. That quiet despair. It lies to you. Because your best years aren't measured by how fast you can move, but by how fully you can live. You see, learning how to manage inflammation. It's not about chasing youth. It's not about pretending to be 40 again. It's about staying yourself. It's about picking up your grandchild without wincing. Walking to your mailbox and feeling the sunshine on your face without that dragging ache in your knees. It's about watering your garden without having to sit down every few minutes. It's about being present in your own life again. Pain doesn't have to be your identity. And age doesn't have to mean giving up control over how you feel in your body. So, if you've been living with joint pain, or stiffness, or that creeping fatigue that just won't let go, please, I urge you. Try this turmeric recipe. Just for 4 days. Give your body that little dose of care it's been quietly asking for. See what changes. Feel what shifts. And then come back. Tell me about it. Because your story could be the encouragement someone else needs. Listen, your body may be aging. That's the truth. But healing? Healing is still possible. Comfort is still possible. Energy, freedom, joy, they haven't left you. They're just waiting for you to come back to them. And I promise you, it's not too late. So let's go over what we've covered today. We talked about how inflammation can quietly steal your health, your energy, and your joy. We talked about how turmeric, when taken the right way, can gently help your body fight back. I showed you the exact recipe I used: turmeric, black pepper, coconut oil, and warm milk. And I shared the little lifestyle tweaks, gentle movement, morning rituals, that helped me really feel a difference. And most of all, I hope I gave you something even more important than a recipe. I hope I gave you a little hope. Now I want to hear from you. What's your experience with inflammation or joint pain? Have you tried any home remedies that worked for you? Let's share. Let's talk. Drop a comment below. Not just for me, but for the next person who scrolls through and feels alone in their pain. Your words might be the encouragement they've been waiting for. And if you found this video helpful, if you felt like someone finally gets it, please consider subscribing to Elderly Wisdom Guide. We're building something special here. Not just a channel, but a place where real people, with real stories, share real solutions for our golden years. Because we're not done yet. We still have wisdom to share. We still have healing to experience. And we still have life, good life, left to live. Thank you for spending this time with me. Stay strong. Stay curious. And remember, your best days may still be ahead. I'll see you in the next video.